So nodulose are not nodulated. Nodulated are tap roots with nitrogen fixing property. Nodulose carry a single swelling at the end because they are fleshy in nature. Moniliform is found in the bitter gourd. A bead-like structure is visible. A series of nodulose will be called as moniliform. And some roots even develop ring type of, some plants develop ring type of fleshy nature, that is called as annulated type of the adventitious fleshy roots. Now the next one is the supportive root. Supportive roots are, they are of three main types. First one, which is found even in the dicot plants, is, now pay attention, they are present in dicot plants, so it's adventitious. Remember, don't think adventitious means always monocot. Dicot plants will always have taproot, but there are some dicot plants, they will develop extraordinary roots also. So that's why in the higher classes we use monocot roots are called as fibrous roots, and fibrous roots are also a type of adventitious roots. So that means adventitious roots are present always in monocots and may also be present along with the taproot in the case of the dicot plant. So if you talk about Ficus bengalensis or banyan tree, you will find from horizontal roots, from these heavy horizontal roots, branches, horizontal branches, roots start coming down, and then they will grow longer and thicker, and finally they will come to the level of the ground and get inserted inside the ground, and now they will start supporting the horizontal heavy branches. So it is found in dicot plants, and because they are coming from the extraordinary area, that's why they are called as adventitious roots. Pillar roots, family is Moraceae. So every member of Moraceae family, even in your school you have some ficus plants. Ficus does not just mean banyan tree, it can be people capade, it can even be other type like Ficus benjamina is the weeping fig, Fig, fig. That plant also belongs to Moraceae family, and Moraceae family plants will always develop roots from their branches. Branches might be horizontal, might not be horizontal. Then stilt roots. Stilt roots are also called as braces. Pillar are also called as prop. Stilt roots develop from Poaceae family. So the family is for grasses. So in grasses like sugarcane, grasses like maize, rice, wheat, you will find from the lower branches, or bamboo, from the lower nodes. Lower nodes are quite close to each other because internodes are not so long. You will find from the lower one some roots come out from nodes like this, which go into the soil and provide extra support. So these are for supporting the plants. So remember, this is dicot, this one monocot. Now clinging roots. Clinging roots are those which help to provide climbing property. So they help the plant, so that reason is that these plants could be weak one. So because they are weak plants, they need to develop roots for climbing. That's why clinging roots. So clinging roots may develop from node, may develop from internode. It's possible may develop from both of them. Examples will follow on the next page. Vital function. Now there are plants which have the adventitious roots developing for some important vital function. Vital means very important for survival. So those are photosynthesis. So some roots start developing green color. Example you have learned in the last class, Trepa or the water chestnut. Then hostorial roots are those roots which are parasitic in nature. They go deep inside into xylem and phloem and start absorbing water, or start absorbing water along with mineral and food from the phloem of the host plant. Then hygroscopic roots or epiphytic roots are found in the orchids. They are able to absorb the water from the moisture from the air. Then next is reproductive roots, roots which carry adventitious buds, example sweet potato or Ipomia batata. So this plant carries adventitious buds in roots, and from there new plants will develop. And there are plants in which roots may even develop into thorn. There are some varieties of pothos, or you can say some varieties of money plant, where the roots may develop into, the adventitious roots may develop into thorns. Now let's quickly go through the scientific name. Sweet potato is called as Ipomia batatas. Asparagus, okay, this was the example of the first taproot modification. Second, this is the monili form. Bitter gourd is called Momordica. Asparagus scientific name is asparagus. Underline scientific names always. If there are two words, underline them separately. Reasons you will learn in the first chapter that we will do at the end, the last unit. The banyan tree is called Ficus bengalensis. Zea mays is the scientific name of maize. Sugarcane is called as Saccharum officinarum. And money plant is called Scindapsus, otherwise pothos also. Now what are the functions of roots? So roots have primary function and secondary function. The primary function are anchorage, absorption of water and minerals, and secondary functions are storage, support, climbing, nitrogen fixing, breathing, photosynthesis, reproduction, balancing, parasitic, and absorption of the moisture from the air. In the last class, we even learned morphology of the stem. We learned that lifespan of plants can be, if a plant lives for only one season, it is called annual plants, and they flower only once in their life and they die. Example, cereals and mustard. Then there are plants which are called biennial plants, which live for 2 seasons. So for one season only vegetative growth. In the next season they will have flowering or reproductive growth. And they also flower only once in their life. So examples, that's why monocarpic. Example is radish. Now perennial plants can be monocarpic or polycarpic. So they may flower only once in their life. Example, bamboo. Or they may flower every year in a particular season. Polycarpic. Example, mango. And they grow for many seasons, or you can say many years.